Game number 1. Alright, boys. So we got the Space Goofs going up against RossPierrDoll. And our first map is Towers of Doom. Over on the left side, Imperius, played by Play. We got Banana H on Hanzo, Dobby on Medivh, Meneldo on Dehaka, and X-Ray is playing Stukov. On the right side of the map, Makotzel playing Muradin for the Polish team. We got Cesabos on Falstad, Whitey on Blaze, Alvaros with Chromie, and Balor is playing Anduin. Now, once again, if you're a little bit confused that we don't have a draft, this is by design. This is cast from replays. As I explained in the past with the Banshee Cup and also with Meta Madness, we have so many games happening at the same time that it's just impossible for me to cast everything live. I'm trying to obviously catch as much as I can, but some games will always go uncasted, and then occasionally I go back for good matches, for good teams, and cast those from replays. Replays don't contain the draft information, so that's why we're jumping straight into the action here. But this is part of the Banshee Cup, of course, and we're currently in the losers bracket as the two teams are trying to move on to the next round, and we get a first blood straight for RossPierrDoll. Nice. Well done by the red team. They get the first kill. Now, of course, as Medivh is in the game, as usual, we're going to keep our eye also on him and the baseline stacks that he is going to get. But yeah, should be good here. Banshee Cup. Again, you get points as you qualify through the tournaments. Well, actually, you don't. You qualify. Basically, you're gathering points as you progress through the rounds of each qualifier. We got 6 in total. At the end of the season, at the end of the 6 qualifiers, those points will be added up, and the teams at the top make it into the playoffs. Now, we don't have the standings as graphics for these replays, but again, if you're interested to actually check out those standings, and also if you want to be a little bit closer to the action, you can always join our Discord. There is an updated leaderboard so that you can see the current standings after each of the qualifiers. The link is in the description, so you can check it out there. Again, Discord, there's a lot where some of the tournament actions happens, so you're always welcome to join. The invite link, you can find it below. Yeah, and for now, the team's obviously trying to make it into the playoffs to fight for those $2,500 of prize money, all powered and sponsored by Kevin, aka Psychiv, true legend of the storm. Medivh, in the meantime, with 11 stacks, so he's working on it. And those pumpkins are making it in. Blue team, they might have lost a hero early on, but they are kind of painting the map red, getting one mercenary camp after another here. And as you can tell, we're now also with level 4 in a position where the teams are slowly starting to do their thing. We have the extra talents kicking in, the builds are progressing. Thunderburn on level 4, I mean that we're going into Healing Static on level 13 for the extra synergy. On top of that, we get the press for it's a little bit deviation. It's actually kind of cool to see Imperius in the game now as well, and he is obviously being played as a main tank here. So in the past, that was a huge thing. Imperius main tank was insanely popular, and a lot more popular than Imperius on the side lane. Nowadays, you don't get him as a main tank all that much anymore, particularly not if the team doesn't go for a triple frontline. You have him sometimes in the context of triple frontlines being played, and obviously in Meta Madness he played a huge role because as you progress through the maps, there were less and less heroes available. But here, Medivh is one of the crucial factors on why he can actually be played like this. And he adds damage, he adds stun, so he is finding himself in a good spot with a lot of tools that he can use as a main tank. Now, things still continue here as Balor is getting attacked and probably killed. He's not looking too good, and with Banana H coming in, they're just locking the kill down. Anduin is gone as both teams are fighting for the third altar. But at least for now, advantage Space Goofs. So, Meneldo's getting his thing over here. Damn, they're really pinning them down. Muradin doesn't even know where to go. Alvaros, nice, the kill against Chromie.
Bye-bye.
So she is dead, and so is Muradin. They are farming them. 7 on the board for them now, and 3 kills in total. They picked them up quickly. They got all the altars, with the exception of 1, so 2 out of the 3. And nicely done, chasing them from all ends. 19 stacks for Dobby, so he's not only finding socks all over the place, but he also found a couple of hits for his baseline. They're doing well. X-Ray rides into the battle like a baller on his money pick. And we have level 7 kicking in for both teams now. But yeah, neatly done. So, Suppressive Fire is in. We're now also getting the Blessed Recovery, the Mobius Loop, and Murden is going full Skullcracker on this one. Yep, time to crack some skulls. And Imperius might have asked for a little bit too much, more than he bargained for, but then again, they have a portal and they can always try to go back in with... Ooh, we got stopped from the portal connect. Nice. I was actually sure that he would be able to walk away from this, but RossPierrDoll, CCing him out from the portal. No chance for him. Murden a little bit low here. He would hope for follow-up. Nice jet propulsion stun. Trying to go for X-ray. And can they get Stukov? Yes, they can. Stukov is gone. Nice kill. Dobby playing a little bit more aggressive over here. Gets the shield out. Oh, but Banana H goes into the portal. Is able to make it out. And Medivh uses the opportunity to fire off a few more hits to stack his baseline. Didn't get too much done in the last fight, but hey, he's sitting at 24 now, so he's past halftime, which is pretty solid for him as well. Chromie is going for her temporal loop, so she's going to try and lock them in place. And with the next altar up, teams are aiming again for 4 more shots to be fired. And a fairly even in experience as well. So yeah, Dobby once again getting the shots together. Good job from him. Nice. Stukov takes the camp, is there and can assist. Portals are already out. And they're easily moving away. Dodging Muradin, dodging some Storm Bolts, allowing Banana H to slowly take those hit points of the main tank down a notch as play moves in at the top for Anduin and also Falsa. So 2 of the squishies are already falling back, and with Muradin low, it seems more and more likely that another altar will go to the Space Goofs as the blue team is going for the channel. X-Ray still hasn't really taken it yet. Can channel it out now, but they are hoping to get that altar. That's why he keeps canceling. They want to get those pumpkins in. They have, but can they get the altar, the bell tower itself? That would be the dream. And Banana H works it, gets it, and now the chance for X-Ray to lock it in for the team. That's 5 shots fired. Ult being used on level 10 here from play. X-Ray gets interrupted. So the red team is trying to avoid the worst. God, he shields Imperius. Still alive and kicking, and Medivh is at 32 stacks now. The interrupt happened again, but now Falstad has to back off. The big problem for the red team was the late level 10. So the 5 shots get fired, and they're really optimizing the damage that they're doing to their opponents. So RossPierrDoll is in some trouble. Not too much yet, but this could easily start to stack up. And Medivh is about to complete his quest. Yeah, he's looking real good. Big arrow! And big kills. Nice. Double kill. Hanzo takes Muradin and Chromie out. That arrow was glorious, by the way. Now they're getting Anduin too, so with the Crybaby gone, they have 6 kills to 3, and they hold control over their game. But look at this one. They have him in the corner. Muradin jumping out, comes back in, the arrow eliminates him, and then Chromie falls a second later. So a real nice execution in that fight from the Space Goofs. 6 kills to 3 cements the team fight prowess of them, and we have them 1 level ahead of their opponents now. So all in all, a really nice position for them to be in here in the early game. And it is Towers of Doom. This is a comeback map, and they can bring this back. But, well, for now it seems like the blue team is really starting to run with it. Bunker is out and saves the day for another second. Medivh isn't done yet. He's only sitting at 37, so he really needs those additional connects. Is at 39. 1 more, and he's done, and there it is. Quest complete. Time to feed, baby. That's the big opportunity now to make a couple of moves. And they go for Anduin. They get the grab. Try to get a little bit more here. Good gust attempt. Play might be in trouble, but the entire red team is struggling. Yes, Imperius falls, but so does Falstad. And if anything, then I am surprised and amazed that nobody else on the red team has gone down here, because this looked like an absolute disaster for them. So now we have 7 kills against 4. Level 13 talents are in. That gives us also the Ninja Assassin, and we get the Pathetic Mortals. Always reminds me a little. This is a talent that I would honestly expect on Leoric. Kneel, peasants, pathetic mortals. But yeah, apparently Imperius stole that away. 10 shots fired in total against the red team. They retake their bottom bell tower, so that's at least a bit of a win for them. But they have already suffered a lot, specifically when we're talking about points on the core. 35,000 damage for Hanzo, 26,000 for Chromie. up trying to catch Falstad, and the birdie is in real trouble. Where's that stun? Well, you don't even need it. I was waiting for Play to make a move, but that wasn't even necessary. They go for Falstad and take him down. So Falstad is gone, and now at the top, Dehaka still doing his thing. We have 8 kills to 4, and down at the bottom of the map, Chromie, she waddles away just in time. That flank could have been a bit of a problem for her. They were all aiming not only for her, but also for the bell tower. So the idea is still the same. Take bot lane control. Get some pumpkins through it. Look how deep they're diving. With Medivh granting them extra safety through portals and shields, they're totally willing to heavily commit to this. Chromie is already getting dropped low by Hanzo. Real nice moves here. Imperius has died 3 times, but again, they always traded him well. Bunker is out. Maybe a little bit early. Yeah, I don't think that was necessary. Not a fat thing at that. Arrows out. Light bomb connects on the other hand. Ult from Imperius, and they're starting to go back into the fight with another portal. Nobody has really been taken out here yet, though. And the altar is spawning at the bottom of the map this time. So there is still a lead in experience, in kills, and kind of everything for the Space Goofs, but it hasn't translated into another talent advantage for them just yet. So they have to be cautious with this. Now, the moves are being made. Sesabos is already coming over. Menaldor moving in at the side. And there's the stun. Careful though. Sesabos, a bit low. Has to be cautious. Nice damage from Chromie against Hanzo. They're trying to isolate again. Gust against the backliners. Both Medivh and Stukov were pushed out of the fight, and that helps to kill Imperius. So maybe find a little bit of well, light at the end of the tunnel for them, maybe? Can they get another kill? They're trying. No level 16 yet either, but the tongue connects, and this just could be the end. And it is the end for Muradin. He gets Hanzo'd a second later. That's half a level now, not even until 16, so those talents are going to kick in soon, TM. Question is, can they still save that bottom altar? Because the channel has now started, and it's going to be a bit more complicated for them to make their move. Thankfully for them, a lurking arm of Stukov is easily in range of this. Hanzo gets the arrow out. The Haka came in from the side as well. Is looking for the taunt, connects it, and bye-bye Anduin. Anduin gets murdered. Level 16 is ready, and there's the advantage once again for the Space Goofs as they are securing, or they're about to secure, a kill against Falstad and alt at the bottom of the map, and I suppose they're going to get the bell tower too if they want it. So, big damage. Full control. Full control of the Space Goofs in game number 1 of this best of 3 series here in the losers bracket of the Banshee Cup. They are doing well. They're doing an excellent job with this and are aiming for additional 5 points. They're playing this sometimes a little bit greedy, as you can see. So once again, they're making a move for the bell tower. The whole goal being that you get the bell tower first before you're going into the altar itself. So another shot is going to be fired, which, to be fair, is pretty sweet. But it also means at the same time that they are giving the opponent technically a chance to bring their heroes back up onto a map and then make their own move. Now, it hasn't really happened in this game thus far. That's the good news. But we have seen greedy plays like this backfire. It's kind of weird to call them greedy. Like, again, it depends a little bit. They have the talent advantage, they have the position advantage, but we've seen stuff like this backfire. Sometimes teams attempt to go for bell tower, they misjudge things, the opponent comes in, gets a kill, and all of a sudden they are the ones grabbing the altar. In this game, though, the coordination on the blue team is just too good. They kill Anduin, they take Falstad down, Muradin gets murdered. The pumpkins, they get escorted through. That puts the red team down to 6 points on the core, and a triple altar phase is coming up next. There's even a boss up that they could take now. Instead, they're going straight into the middle to try and eliminate another bell tower, which would mean a single altar challenge already helps them to win the game. And I just don't see a way for the red team to bring this back. They have 2 heroes on the map. There's no chance to actually retake a bell tower now. So with the boss also claimed, there is just so much going wrong here for RossPierrDoll. The Polish team is absolutely suffering. The Space Goofs are annihilating them. They're absolutely farming them. This is just way too much damage. They're going for a trade at the top, I suppose, when it comes to bell towers here. Bot lane, pressure, but with 2 points on your core, even if you take a bell tower back, what is this essentially going to do for you? And the answer is obviously nothing. One altar channel is all that's needed, and they can make their play for several ones. Now, they got the Haka as well, so they can, for example, move the Haka down to the bottom of the map to try and go for multiple altars at the same time. It's a triple altar phase. Not getting even a single one is kinda out of the question. Pumpkins make it in, Khaldor pushes this further, channel is happening, they desperately are trying to prevent it, and it's too late. This is game, everybody. Nicely done. Victory in game number 1 for the Space Goofs as they take the lead in the best of 3 series. GG.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Game number 2, Space Goofs in the lead against RossPierrDoll, and now we're making our way straight into Infernal Shrines. And it's actually an interesting one. Over on the left side, we got Play on ETC, Dobby on Liming, X-Ray on Uther, we got Banana H on Greymane, and Khaldor on Urel. And the blue team is, of course, now with a 1-0 in a position where this is match point number 1, and we can go straight into a 2-0 victory if they're able to take a win here. This is, by the way, Battlefield of Eternity. I think I said Infernal Shrines a second ago. So we're on BOE. On the right side, RossPierrDoll trying to bring this back with Makotzel on Anubarak. We got Alvaros on Tyrael, so interesting frontline comp for them. With Balor on Brightwing and Whitey on Genji. And more importantly, Sasabos on Kel'Thuzad. Yep, we are getting Kel'Thuzad in game number 2. So they are really going for it. The man goes up against Liming and Greymane. That is not going to be easy at all. The problem with Kel'Thuzad isn't always has been the fact that he just doesn't... Wow. Damn, son. That's a quick opening. So Kel'Thuzad has 0 hit points, basically. So if you look at him the wrong way, he dies. And against Genji and Liming, those are some potentially easy kills. But I gotta say, that was a fantastic opening. They just murdered him. So ETC goes down, and it allows them to take full control over the bot lane and essentially destroy not only the little sidewall here, but also take the tower nearly out. Even Liming at the top lane gets crushed. So it's Genji that is roaming the map and is wreaking havoc, with his Kel'Thuzad taking control over the bottom of the map. Pretty impressive here, I gotta admit. So right now we got the Ardent Restoration for Tyrael. Very likely we're gonna see them go straight into Judgment, given the build that Tyrael is currently using. It's definitely not going into a Sanctification build at this point. More of a bruiser, side laner aggression build, and I mean this is exactly what it is, right? He is on the side lane. So they go in Nubarak Tyrael here. That's heavily aggressive. I mean all of those heroes that can just jump into fights, especially after level 10. Kel'Thuzad becomes the victim, or at least the target, insanely quickly for the reasons pointed out earlier. They're settling for Nubarak in that encounter. Take the camp too, and they take Genji out. Okay, so at least the Space Goofs are not just rolling over and dying in this series. They are still able to get some kills in, but the point is still the same. Their target was Kel'Thuzad. They're realizing, of course, that he is the one they can take out most likely within half a second if they get a good jump on him. And Sasabos will have to play around that. Now, to also give Sasabos a bit of credit here, thanks to the early aggression that we saw from him, he's now sitting at 15 stacks. He's halfway done with his baseline quest, which is very solid. So, given that we haven't even seen an Immortal yet, neither has it been announced, this is a very solid start into the game, and he will unlock a lot more damage once that he is done with that. That spell power increase is just absolutely massive for him. Again, 30 Blight is huge. Now he already has the Glacial Spike here, so that's a big win. Level 4 versus level 4, and with that we're now also getting the Divine Vigor. Tyrael, even with Ardent Restoration. Again, he could have deviated away from this. This is not a map where you get that many globes normally, unless you're really diligent around camps. You gain the objective, get the boost there. And talking about boosting things, seems like Play needs to be careful, or his death count is getting a bit boosted. Still able to make it out here, but always a bit dangerous, even with ETC and that power slide that he can use to escape. So yeah, each team takes their Shaman camp, Immortals are spawning, and this is where the poke continues. So, let's see what they can do. Can the red team leverage Kel'Thuzad and the Glacial Spike for some more control? Nice! Straight into... Yeah, straight into a kill. Oh, the heal! Uther, you mad bastard! Able to save ETC, at least for the moment. Play made it. They still want him, and they might get him. No, he's still alive. How? Genji. Genji comes in for the finishing move. boy, oh boy, he escaped throughout the entire middle, but now Genji with the double kill as he also eliminates Uther and is still able to get out. What a chase. Now Urel has been on the Immortal throughout all of this, but big. Absolutely big. Yeah, I like it. Those were some juicy plays that we saw. Then again, halftime show goes to the blue team. The kills, they might have been grabbed by Team RossPierrDoll, by the Polish team. But yeah, when it comes to just objective control, it's a bit of a different story. Now, can they do something with that? Can they maybe go for even more kills? Tyrael is still at the bottom of the map. Follower on Brightwing is a bit low. Again, the control against ETC. Greymane is doing damage, and they're gonna get the Immortal. They're gonna get it. Brightwing also falling. That's a real problem. Space Goofs now in a 5 versus 4 situation with an objective that they don't have level 7 at the same time that the red team never became an issue. Never became a problem. Because the blue team just walked straight to the top and said like, alright, we got the objective now. We have a numbers advantage. We're all good to go. And they're killing Anubarak too. Oh boy, yeah. Now it starts to get scary. You just got Brightwing back and now you lose your tank, essentially telegraphing that you are being even more aggressive now topside with the Immortal, and just look how quickly they're going for Genji. The fact that he survives is in and of itself a small miracle. 28 stacks for Boss, so at least Khaldor is getting closer to his quest completion, and his damage is of course going to spike once that happens. But with the first objective already, we have right away the fort destroyed. So the fort is gone, and yeah, it's a bit of a disaster. Things are not working well together for RossPierrDoll, and it's a bit sad considering how good their start into the game was. So here's the quick hits. We have 4 kills to 4, 8.5, nearly level 9 now for Space Goofs. And down at the bottom of the map, yeah, Menaldor, he's still working on those towers, taking 1 down, Gate is eliminated. I gotta give credit to the blue team. They took control back. They took control back and they're working on the 2-0 victory that they want to achieve to move on to the next round of the tournament. That's obviously the goal here. We are in loser's bracket, meaning that this is your last chance. If you lose now, then you're out of the qualifier and you have to try next time to get some additional points. But yep, here we go. We have 4-5 as Urel falls. So at least the red team has not completely rolled over yet and is able to get some kills for themselves. And I suppose they're going to get the camp too. The rotation is coming from the top, Uther's on his way, but I would be shocked if they made it in time. Play with another quick slide. Alright, camp is taken. Boss has his quest completed, so now he has the added damage. Just needs to properly use it. We have him at 12,000 right now. Genji sitting at 18k, and Genji with another kill. Greymane is gone, and play is insane to me. How ETC survives all of these fights the way that he does is just bonkers. There comes the judgment, and Uther has been found wanting. Uther gone. They try to at least kill Tyrael, and they get him, but he's got to get some explosion value here. Goes straight in for Urel. Doesn't get the kill, obviously, but still. Obviously, Li Ming in the meantime going for Disintegrate so that she can counter Cocoon from Anubarak. And yep, there we go, Menaldor. Oh, he pops his ult. Oh yeah, Khaldor wanted to at least force the cooldown there and did. Now ETC hasn't made a choice yet, could still go either way. Either side lane control with stage dive, or we can see him with Mosh Pit. I mean, yeah, Mosh Pit is in. He is the main tank, and we could see the holy cow. Give me that Mosh Pit, give me the Divine Shield. ETC! Yeah, the combo not really working. The interrupt was still there, so they kind of screwed it up a little bit, but at least the attempt at the holy cow is already noteworthy. Play jumping out, the glacial spike still being used by Boss. They're driving the fight forward a bit now that the second objective is up. Good catch on Uther, and he is gone. Uther eliminated, he is dropped, and they are chasing this even further. Nice! So, good stuff over here. Top side, well, we have still a camp in play, and this one is doing some damage, so half of the wall is already gone. It's not really threatening the keep yet, so they're not going to move back anytime soon. Judgment! And the follow-up. Look at how Khaldor is just melting targets away with that setup. That combo is working much better than I expected to. And Khaldor is now quickly starting to take the lead in damage. He's nearly on par with Genji at this point. But yeah, you gotta give them some credit for that. They are starting to rock it. And this play around Judgment and Khaldor following up is working very well for them. So there's another quick hit. Needs to stay away from ETC, and Genji is just ripping holes into the defense in the backline here. Shield is out. X-Strike, Brightwing, didn't assist, and gets lasered into the ground. So, next attack is coming, and they finally win an Immortal. So, good news for RossPierrDoll. They are able to at least win one Immortal here, as long as they don't lose anyone now. They are going to be in a spot where they can finally start pushing a little bit. Boss is alive, makes it out. What about the rest of the team? Seems like a Nuparak can jump away too, and they're good. So, top side is where the Immortal is going to spawn. Blue team is still extremely aggressive and is trying to ensure that they're not losing too much ground here. Even when they're losing a hero or two on objective, they're still fighting back like hell, and it shows. So, yeah, nicely done by them. Defense is therefore being set up a bit earlier than you would normally expect. They lose the wall on the fort, but I don't think they're going to lose the fort itself. It will take damage, but it's more the bot lane that they should be worried about, because here's where the real attack happens. And Khaldor has to pop his ult. We already had Judgment used by Tyrael in order to get to that point, so they couldn't get the kill and have now to fall back a bit. Specifically with Genji maybe in trouble, but the rotation is coming. Both teams on level 13, which now gives us also the chain link. Alvaros is still able to move out with Eldruins and has decided to go into Sword of Justice over here. So, 13 to 13, 9 kills to 6. And this is a much more even game than what we observed in game number 1. So, way more even. Both teams on eye level and really cool moves now. And little traps being set. Yeah, Tyrael! Face check, baby! And Tyrael is dead. Tyrael is dead, but I'm not quite sure if they're going to be able to get out without losing anybody either. Divine Shield used to save ETC. There's a Cocoon. Immediately ripped apart by Disintegrate, but ETC, he's dead. And so might be Greybane, because he's getting kind of caught here. Khaldor! They get Liming! She looked for resets and only found death. X-Ray also dead, Uther gone, and Genji is somehow still alive. Khaldor was trying to take him down and just couldn't, so he falls, and that's 4 heroes down that drain. The Space Goofs, ladies and gentlemen. Nice plays by RossPierrDoll, as they have now 13 kills to 6, and they are making moves. That fort at the top lane is now going to get destroyed, so they're pulling ahead in structures. Yeah, they're trying to force game number 3. And it's looking good. Much better. Every fight that they're taking. At the top, Tyrael is at least taking the catapults out. The next objective is spawning in a second. It is a 5 versus 5 still. Nobody has a real advantage there. But just looking at the damage numbers, you can see that Genji and Khaldor are working extremely well together here. And Khaldor hasn't even died yet. He's, funnily enough, the only hero in the entire game that hasn't fallen even once. Which is crazy when you think about it. He's known to be squishy. He's known to have that as his major weakness, but thanks to the positioning and the saves from Brightwing, we are seeing Boss survive through all these fights and rewarding his teams with kill opportunities for them, and also lots of damage. And they're doing it again! They're doing it again! ETC just disappears! Gets murdered within a second, so absolutely crushed. And they can still poke against the Immortal right now. Boss is top siege damage in the game. It's not only about all of the hero damage that he does. He is currently top siege damage as well. So they get another Immortal, and this is a 60% shield that they're running this time. And to make matters worse for the Space Goofs, we're gonna get level 16 with that. So they're gonna have level 16 as they're pushing through the top. Tyrael still active at the bottom of the map. He's sitting at 24 globes, by the way, for his level 1 quest, which isn't all that shitty. Again, this is Battlefield of Eternity, so when talking about Battlefield, then oftentimes you accept that you're gonna get less globes, but he's not doing too badly. Now, it's not Tomb of the Spider Queen, don't get me wrong, But given the fact that they won the objective a few times and he's been doing a good job hunting them down deliberately, he is still sitting at a decent number. What? Okay, Genji gets popped. Gets absolutely popped by Li Ming. That's bad news, even with Tyrael now moving over. It's a 5 versus 4. Oh, they want to go for Greymane, empower him with another Divine Shield. Cocoon got used, but it's again Khaldor that also allows them to retreat with some dignity here. And not just with their tail tucked between their legs. He has top damage in siege and hero damage now. And the poke that we're seeing from Sesabos is pretty glorious. He's getting a lot, and that keep is taking damage. Might not fall, but they're really opening this up for a second move. And they're also going for ETC, and he is dead once more. They like beef. They want their hamburgers, and they're going for them. 5 deaths on ETC alone. Uther is on 4. So yeah, all that poke that we're getting from RossPierrDoll is just massive and difficult to deal with. And they're still poking, they're still going towards the top lane. They're trying to leverage Khaldor once again. They also have a numbers advantage now that Genji is making it into the fight, and they're looking for kills, and they might actually find one here. X-Ray is a little bit low, Urel is coming in. They're trying to take Sesabos down, no chance baby. Instead, double kill! Nice, easy done. So they're getting 2 kills and they're getting the keep. They're saving Khaldor. And now they go for Banana Age, and that is likely gonna be game. What a performance here in game number 2. Khaldor survives, as you can see. He was chased down, then X-Strike comes in, and they're absolutely crushing both Uther and Li Ming. Now they're on the core, and yeah, this is just looking fantastic. 18 kills to 8. RossPierrDoll, everybody, with a stellar performance in game number 2, and particularly the Khaldor play that we're seeing from them here is just awesome. Good shit, I really like it. Great game, and that brings us to game number 3. We're going the full distance in this best of 3 series here in the losers bracket of the Banshee Cup. We're going straight to the final map. Game number 3, so the final map, everybody. We got the Space Goofs on the left and RossPierrDoll on the right. We're going the distance on this one. The blue team with Play on Johanna. Nice draft, by the way, again. Dobby on Maiev, so already aggressive, trying to tether into X-Ray, slows and damage with Jaina. We have Menaldor on Hogga, and Banana is playing Ana, a classic. On the right side, RossPierrDoll with Makotzel on Mal'Ganis. We got Whitey on Vala, and they're playing this actually out with a very heavy front line. We have Mal'Ganis played by Makotzel, Alvarez on Rexa, and Sesabos on Chen. All of them guarding Vala, and then Balor comes in with Auriel as the main healer. And we get an arrow build. So they're going into an arrow build with this, not just auto attacks, but a good arrow build can actually do wonders here. Now, you can obviously go the distance and go also for Monster Hunter later on level 7 if you really wanted to. Love the spray game, by the way. Can go for bosses, can go and take those cavalry raiders out a bit faster. But normally outside of Battlefield of Eternity, that's not a level 7 talent that we're seeing. Instead, it's all about additional damage. Frostshot is being played there quite a bit. We'll see how exactly they're adjusting things. But it's going to come down to how well Vala can stack here. And she's already getting some good numbers in. Nothing too fancy. It's going to increase once that we have her with the additional vaults that she can use. Very likely also Acrobat play after 20, always assuming the game goes that far. And yeah, my eyes are definitely on Vala. I absolutely love Vala as a hero. I've been saying this in the past, of course, a lot. She's been my one-trick pony hero when I started Heroes of the Storm, back in the first alpha ages ago, and I loved her ever since. I mean, old schoolers, they will still remember the multi-shot build, where you got actually cooldown reduction and a bigger spread on multi-shot, and you were just carpeting the entire team fight from start to finish, generating the most absurd numbers. It was perfectly balanced, by the way. But they, for some reason, decided that they wanted to nerf it, which I never really understood because it was not OP in any way, shape, or form. I mean, not even a little bit. Kappa. So, Down at the bottom of the map now, we still have Rexa moving in. Alvarez is doing his thing over here, going up against Khaldor. And Vala, again, her job is going to be to start stacking throughout the game as best as she can, particularly after she has her double vault up, and start to prepare for that late game where she's going to do her thing. And they're already firing a couple of arrows out here. Makotzel, on the other hand, is in trouble and is trying to get out. And gets the heal and is still getting killed. First blood for the Space Goofs as they are trying once again to take the early lead. Dobby wanted to go for Vala here. Yeah, Maiev always being a huge problem. And damn, they're breaking through that wall like it's nothing. Love it. Huge attack incoming as Vala is going for the repeating arrow as already expected and gets killed. Look at the aggression. They're trying for Chen and the panda dies, killed by Anna. Holy shit. What? They're getting a 2 minutes and 40 seconds in on all direct pass. The Space Goofs, they're done goofing, aren't they? They are crushing them. That was the fastest fort that I think I've seen on this map. Damn. Brutal display of strength now from the blue team. I mean, honestly, it seems like RossPierrDoll wasn't even ready yet. They were just like, what is happening? They were still half asleep as all of that came out, and the blue team just crushed them there. Insane. Absolutely insane. So let's see if they can somehow recover and re-establish a better presence on the map, but that was quite the opening. 3 kills to 0 and nearly on level 7 already. Good for them. Personally, I'm a little bit curious on how exactly Vala is going to play her level 7. I personally like it when you go Monster Hunter, just so that you have also a bit more utility on around mercenary camps, bosses and so on. But is it really the best choice here if you are the only range damage dealer for the team? Kind of questionable. So we'll see how they play it, but I would assume that they are not bothering with it. But time will tell. At the bottom of the map, Khaldor is also starting to do some work. They obviously want to open up some more walls to prepare for additional forts to be taken out. Oh, and Chen says the boss in trouble, jumps out. Fat Illidan is trying to escape and can't make it. Gets crushed by Jojo towards the end here, who now has gone into Conviction. And Vala goes Monster Hunter. Okay, the added utility with the Hungering Arrow here. Bosses, mercenary camps, and the objective now all a bit easier to take down by them. But can they get anywhere with this? Vala, of course, looking for some arrow targets. Wants to keep adding some stacks. Now, the good news for her is she can really scale well into the late game. And once that you have decent numbers on your level 1, you can later on really solo nearly everybody. It's kind of bonkers. It's really a little bit bananas, the amount of damage that you can get out insanely quickly here. If they can do that or not, a bit of a different story, but yeah, time will tell. Already another little move being made. Banana Age. Okay, down at the bottom, getting attacked. And that's, of course, another thing that later on is going to be quite powerful. Once that Ana has a nano boost, Jaina is gonna get really dicey to deal with. Yeah, that could be a massive problem for them. They're still a level behind, which means level 10 will be there soon, Tien. Vala's coming in with another set of arrows. So far, so good. Gets one arrow connected. Tries to go for the second one. Is at 12 stacks already and forces Maiev back. They're also jumping on Jaina, and X-Ray goes down. Fat Illidan jumps in feet first and gets the kill. That allows them to... not quite channel yet. Banana Age. They have the interrupts. This is really difficult for them to take, but it allows Vala at least to stack a bit easier. So Vala is able to use that position to get some stacks together. And, what do you know? They actually were able to also channel the camp if they can get the objective. That would be a big step forward. Righty still should get the cooler back. Oh, there's level 10. They stayed too long. Vala trying to escape and she gets out. She gets out. And they're getting a kill. They're taking Jojo down. Guys, they don't even have level 10. They have no heroics and they were able to get a kill and didn't lose anybody in the process either. That was massive. Half a level away from the heroic abilities. They have to tap the fountain here, but that was huge. Now, do they lose the objective? I mean, that's the question, but that was big one way or another. There's also a big push in the middle, still damaging that wall as they're making another move. Vala gets out. Big arrow connects, and she's at 18 stacks now. They still don't have level 10 though, and it seems more and more likely that the prisoner camp goes over to the blue team. Yeah, the power of an early heroic ability. It was RossPierrDoll that make the big moves, but I don't think they can hold this. It's too far forward already. They still try and get a kill, but the camp itself, it's not happening. They go for X-Ray, trying to take him down. Vala had to hearth back, is coming in. Aegis, can they get the kill? Alvaro's low, and Rexa goes down. Rexa goes down. The quest completed for Jaina. I don't know why they kept fighting. They should just have moved back, to be honest with you. Not try for the kill, especially without Vala. They have some time. The first objective is not that dangerous. And now again, they've lost the fort in the middle, so it changes things a little bit. But still, first objective is not all that dangerous. And they have Vala with Monster Hunter. And she can use Monster Hunter here to really help defending. Now, she's all alone up at the top. They might still lose a fort here, but as long as she keeps stacking, their late game is gonna be alright. She's at 22,000 damage. She's nearly top damage in the game, only behind Maiev. And as she keeps those stacks up and gets more in, their late game will be just murderous, as long as she's being kept alive. So, yes, losing the objective hurts. It is annoying, but she's at 24 stacks, 8 minutes in. That's solid. The fort at the bot lane falls, and the risk is, of course, always that you're losing too much ground. The blue team is doing this very well, pushing properly, getting the most out of the objective given their circumstances. But maybe going a little bit too deep for Chen here. He's quite tanky, and they're not able to get the kill. Disc is out, Vala's arriving, so is Auriel. Yeah, Vala, Aegis, okay, nice, but can they save her? And indeed they can. They try for X-Ray. Barrel kill? Yeah, Jada's dead. The question is simply, can Cesar Boss get out? And I think that's a big of a question mark. He's not gonna make it. But they killed Jojo too, so at least Chen sacrificed himself for a good cause. Chen survives for a long, long time, occupies that time. Jojo fell, Jaina died. By the way, way past the 5-minute mark, 6-minute mark, so now we can also get bosses technically. Ones that they want, they can take them quickly. Vala should now be with Monster Hunter in a position where she can really murder those mercenary camps. I mean, look how quickly the hit points go down thanks to the arrows. So they can take this super, super fast, and the same is going to be true for boss plays that they can execute. Now, they're still trailing, and the only team that is going for a boss right now is the Blues team. So if they want to have a chance, then they need to do something about it. But Rexa is in the middle. They sniff it out, though, and Rexa has to start helping out here quickly. Once again, arrows are coming in, at least a couple. But the boss, they're not letting that one slide. They still are trying to fight for it. They kind of let it go. Good move by the Space Goofs. I don't think they can hold this, so letting it leash is probably the best that they can hope for here. Shockwave connects with 2. Vala is still fine. Nano boosted Jaina. They try to get the kill, but Jaina, does she get the kill on Vala? She doesn't. No, she does. But she dies as well. Nice. Kill for a kill. Jaina kills Vala and then gets murdered herself. Both of the damage dealers are gone. But they're still fighting for the top fort, which falls, and they want more. Auriel is being chased. Good whip. Nicely done. Whipped into a corner. And now we have a 3-level gap between the two teams. Next objective is coming up. The fight is raging on. Auriel is low, and she's going to die. Auriel dies, and so does Chen. The Space Goofs. Damn, they really want this. Space Goofs with some big, big damage now. And so much aggression. They showcased it right from the start when they went for the fort and took it down. Not even 3 minutes into the game. And now that they crush Rexa, they could technically go for boss. They let it slide. Still defending the middle. It's 11 to 5 kills and 15.5 to 14. That's the bad news for the red team. They're just trailing too far with experience. It's a real struggle. They have 29,000 damage on Vala now. So they're at least putting some numbers on the board here. But yeah, in the meantime, bottom of the map, we still have defense going on. 16 talents are on the board. It's getting a bit rough. Numbing Blast gets locked in, and we got the active reload now. And of course, when you're 1.5 levels ahead, you have a level 16 talent, you find yourself in an amazing spot. They go for the objective, they have the camp in the middle, they have all the trump cards in their hand right now, and it seems like a second set of the cavalry is inevitable here. So, yeah, Disc against Shen, they're not even fighting for this too hard. The camp will be locked in, unless the grunts take it back. Venador is trying to prevent that from happening, but it's actually a bit too late. Can't quite make it work. Okay, so lost some control here. Can rechannel, I guess, but now it's a 5 versus 5, and it just seems that RossPierrDoll is willing to fight this, even without a level 16 talent. The camp has been claimed again, though. Rain of Vengeance does not connect, and, well, they are losing Mal'Ganis, Valo on Oriel. One of the two, maybe both. They're both struggling. Vala is also a bit low and needs to try and escape here, but Maiev wants her, tethers, and there's the kill. Bye-bye Vala, and boy, this is going to hurt now. With Vala gone and Oriel dropped the moment afterwards, we now have an 8-kill lead and a 2-level advantage for the Space Goofs. And to make matters worse, they're pushing for the bottom keep already with an objective traveling across the map. So this is massive for them. This is really big. We have them go straight in for the tower at the bottom of the map, starting to take the keep itself down. So, yeah, looking really, really good now for the Space Goofs. I mean, honestly, I think RossPierrDoll has just no room to move anymore. If they would have gotten Vala a bit deeper into the late game and more stacks, then maybe with level 16, level 20 Acrobat, there might be a chance. But given the circumstances and that they're losing the structures here, that they're losing Mal'Ganis, this seems like it's going to be all she wrote. That's 2 keeps gone, and we all know what that means. 2 armor shields reduced any second now. There it is, and that's a move for core and game and match. Vala dies, so do the hopes of RossPierrDoll. They are out of the tournament. Space Goofs move on to the next round of the losers bracket. Nicely done, well executed, and a really dominant performance now on Aldrich Pass. I mean, that aggression in the early game already, resulting in the fort getting destroyed before the 3-minute mark, was pretty special. Big shout out to them. That was quite the play. Well done, and a well-deserved victory. GG, well played.